Most Christians believe that you have a soul. Um, the Bible teaches that you don't have a soul, that you are a soul, and that when you die, your soul dies, or that you die. The idea of a soul came from the Greeks, who believed that the flesh or the physical world was evil and the spiritual world was good. And the idea of salvation then became an escape from the flesh, or the uh, soul has to escape from the body and go into a higher realm. Whereas the Hebrew view of the soul was the soul is a person in a spiritual context, referring to him as a soul. Would be to refer to him, he's a spiritual being. But the totality of man is viewed in his relationships to the physical world, the spiritual world, and so forth. It's kind of like mind, body, and soul. But he doesn't have a soul, he is a soul. And so this is where the idea of the when you die, your soul goes to heaven. Ezekiel clearly says in Ezekiel 18, verse 4, the soul that sinneth, it shall die. But more importantly as importantly, is the fact that Jesus Christ came and he said, I am here to bring eternal life through his death on the cross. So we receive eternal life through the doing and dying of Jesus Christ. That's how we receive eternal life, and by faith in Jesus Christ. But if we already have eternal life, because we have this soul that doesn't die and is eternal, then why did Christ die? And we're calling Christ a liar and saying that he died for nothing. And if this is where the idea of an eternal burning hell came from, because if the soul doesn't die, it goes to hell and it burns forever. Likewise, if it doesn't die, when you die, the soul escapes your evil flesh and goes to heaven and is floating around in heaven. But then the question is the whole soul conscious? Is it a conscious being? Of course it would have to have some consciousness, because people talk about, so-and-so's looking down and seeing all these things. But, you have to realize that if somebody goes to heaven and he's floating around in heaven and enjoying heaven, but he's looking down on earth and he sees all his loved ones suffering because they're getting thrown out of their house, or one of them gets cancer, or somebody robs him, or his daughter gets raped, or something else. I mean, heaven all of a sudden isn't such a great place. It becomes like hell. And, it's not it's not the wonderful, floating around and everything's all happy. If I was a soul floating around in heaven, I'd be stressed out. And I'd go to God and I'd say, hey, what could you do about this? I mean, can't you help? Because, sometimes we do that here. When is God going to help us? When is he not? But if we were in heaven, we could talk to him. It'd be like, okay, God, you going to do something or what? I mean, come on, because they're suffering down there. And when are you going to fix it? So heaven then becomes hell. And the truth of the matter is that the only way to have eternal life is through faith in Jesus Christ, and that he brought us eternal life through his death on the cross. If we already have eternal life because we have an eternal soul, then Christ died in vain.